All right, welcome to Yap Saturday, where in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about how I'm going to 100x my personal brand and business with the help of AI in 2026. And now initially I wanted to do these videos just as a sort of way for me to talk more into camera, to just get out all of my thoughts out there. I think right now we're living in such heavy times where there are literally a million ideas and things that we can do, we can automate, we can achieve. I mean, you can build your business within a day using Claude Code right now. And for someone who's always had a lot of ideas, this becomes more of a burden than it becomes enriching. So this is my little attempt to make that process or whatever I have a little bit more enriching. And hopefully my thought process could help you to deal with something. And I mean, I'm not expecting people to really watch all of this content but I know that for the very few people that are going to watch these videos, I think there's a lot to be had. I think there's a lot quid pro quo. That's not even the same. It's like, English is not my first language. But anyway, it's helpful for you. It's helpful for me. I get to deal with stuff. So, I mean, in some weird way, it's kind of like therapy, I guess. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about how in the next, year, I'm going to 100x my personal brand and also business with the help of AI. Now, I made the decision about 1.5 months ago to start my YouTube again. And YouTube has always been this thing that has stuck with me for such a long time. You know, in the beginning, in 2015, I was playing a lot of Counter-Strike, and I would do these surf videos where surfing is a sort of skill. You played a video game and you played where you try to surf on triangles and shit. Anyway, and then after that, I really enjoyed the idea of educating and teaching. So I was getting into how to do editing tutorials because I was doing a lot of editing when I was like 14, 15, and I would understand how to kind of edit so that I could teach others, so that I could edit better myself and hopefully get some views from it. And it turns out I did get quite a nice amount of views, but it wasn't really enough. So I took a break from that because it was always a hassle to create a video. It's always been a hassle for me, and I'm really trying to do these videos now so that I don't need to it doesn't have to be a hassle. So then I jumped into dropshipping, and that went really, really well for me. That really popped off. So it seems like I was always there in the trend, but then because of the way I kind of think about things and like how I'm in love with perfection, which is a horrible mindset, mind you, I kind of stopped. But if I would have kind of continued, it would have been pretty crazy. So the point of me showing you all these things is that I've been making videos for a while here and there, but I never gone 100% all in, full on, no stop. And now making a video like this and showing you guys, well, that is my way of kind of like, let's go. Let's make this a habit. Let's make this as easy as possible. So anyway, right now I'm growing my personal brand, and I'm curious to see basically how well I can grow on all 5 of these platforms. I'm probably missing some platforms. Actually, yeah, I am. We also got LinkedIn, which is one of my bigger channels. This is basically how the flow of what I'm doing now. So before, I was just running my agency. I didn't really have a personal brand or anything. So I was just doing outreach. I was doing cold email. I got referrals. I was doing some posts here and there, and I would get some clients. And yeah, we effectively reached a very good MRR with one of our best days being like, or months being like 50K. And it's not a tremendous amount of money, but it is definitely like, that's an achievement in my eyes. Now, I run my agency for about 3 years now, 3.5 maybe. On and off, I've been traveling a lot, and like, I've always had my agency, but I haven't been 100% in it, right? Because passion is such a huge thing of what I'm doing. And if it's not passion inside of it, then it kind of dies down for a while. That's my problem. That's just a consistency issue and motivational issue. Maybe I'm weak. I have no idea. I think I'm quite all right, but I can definitely be so much more. And yeah, well, these videos are a way for this. Anyway, so yeah, YouTube has been going really, really well. On Facebook, I've been posting as well with the help of openclaw, and my just kind of yapping with Whisperflow into openclaw, and yeah, we got about 500,000 views, well, 475, and then I made about $11 off of that, but that I don't really care about the money. Twitter has been really hard for me to break into. 9.2k impressions, really nothing to take home or brag about. They get some profile visits, but I'm not sure about new follows. Okay, so it seems like I got quite a few new follows, but not much. And then we also have the YouTube. Well, YouTube we already went through. I got 7,000 watch time. And then my email list is now at 119 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So the subscribers have gone up substantially. I cannot show that actually because it contains private emails. But yeah, so that has gone up, and I'm very happy to see that. So I think we went from about 300 subscribers to about 7,000. The biggest contributor to that was actually LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, I only got 30,583 impressions. So it's interesting. So like the impression to subscriber ratio for LinkedIn is massive. I cannot say the same for Facebook because I kind of adjust my lead magnets, and by now lead magnets are kind of effortless as well. I kind of manage to not automate, but more like I have a process for it, so I can generate a lead magnet one per day if I want to, as long as I have like the background knowledge and context that I can feed AI. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's where the stats are at right now. For the Skool community, we're about at 418 members, and we're sitting at 1.5k MRR. I just added paid options, so that's pretty cool to see. So we definitely have a lot more members than the MRR suggests. I went from $9 to, speaking of Skool, we just got a new sign up. So if I refresh this, we should actually be at 1,592. So that's cool. Very nice to see that this has basically come from a 1 month effort sprint. So if I calculate with this run rate, right, like, which is absolutely ridiculous, but I've been making like a few videos, one or two videos per week, 92 times 12. So if I continue doing this without having any sort of exponential growth rate, if you want to call it that, then yeah, I'd make it to 19,000 per month, which it's all right. I mean, the thing is, the biggest thing for me is right now that I get to actually teach people and I get to educate, which is such a humongous thing for me because I don't really consider myself to be, I'm decently smart, but like if you look at people like Nick Sarai, for example, who's an absolute genius and master in the way that he educates and teaches people. Funny enough, I did a whole extraction of basically all of his videos, his last 100 videos, and we did a video framework breakdown where I basically broke down his last 100 videos to understand how he paces, what he does in them, the personas he brings forward, how he does like branding and like signatures and what makes him different, and not in the conquest of like trying to be like Nick, because I mean I need to have my own charm, and my charm I would say probably comes from the less abstract, more just here's how you do X, Y, and Z, and here's basically what the outcome is going to be from that. So I think I'm pretty good at being direct in the way that I teach. But when it comes to like the methodology behind and like context and just all of these things that sometimes make some people go nuts for it, and then we have some people that actually fall asleep from it. I'm having a bit of both. If I'm interested about a topic, I'll stay for that. But most of the time, a lot of people just want like snappy and quick stuff. So yeah, plan is basically to make more of that. But I needed to understand kind of what it is that I need to make more of, right? And like right now, one of the questions that I've been thinking about is like, do I do more of what is working, or do I pivot and do what is ever? So, I mean, we got openclaw, for example, which is a fantastic topic. I mean, I love openclaw. Openclaw has absolutely like blown me away by how useful it can be, but it's also really, really difficult to make useful at a scale where it's actually like, I don't know how to call it. It's like actually useful for companies, because we are kind of moving to where Claude Code is basically able to do everything openclaw is. It already is, but it's just not as intuitive for new users to actually use. But that's kind of where Claude Code comes in, because that can be exactly that for you as well. So I'm thinking about, okay, do I make openclaw and then I make Claude Cowork as well? And I just basically take whatever I'm doing in openclaw and make that into Claude Cowork. Like, I'm also thinking at an aspect of like, how do I implement storytelling and how do I have a progression of the channel where people are kind of learning exactly what they need to learn in that particular order. But there's so many questions and so little answers because there's so many decision trees and so many routes that you can actually take with this. So anyway, I basically sat down with Claude Code and I collected like 6,000 keywords about how to automate, and X is basically, yeah, whatever. So basically made 10 video buckets that I can use, and these are like proven things that people are wanting to automate, and I can automate that using Claude Cowork. I can automate that using Claude or openclaw. I can automate it in Claude Code. I think all of them kind of work the same way. So once I have the skill for like one thing, I can just like mass produce that into the next one. Issue being, people will learn kind of the same thing, but for different tools. What do I do about that? Is that something people would watch anyway? I'm not sure. So yeah, anyway, we got email and outreach. I'm actually working on an outreach section now for openclaw, but I think that's going to be super useful for Claude Code as well. We got invoicing and bookkeeping. I think that's interesting as long as it's not overcomplicated. My issue is that I always try to overcomplicate, or not overcomplicate. I try to make a perfect skills that you literally can just like implement into your Claude, and then boom shakalaka, you now have a skill that, and it basically does everything for you perfectly in the way that I want it. But then how can I make it for everybody? That's the issue that I'm having now. So I think the logical thing is just to niche down and make sure that you're not making shit for everybody. And everybody is not going to be able to do anything with all of this anyway. So who cares really? Yeah. So I'm noticing when I'm checking this out here is that, well, if I check by the views, we got the installation, how to make it more powerful. I do think the workflows made a big difference in how these videos performed. We got the beginner course. Let's do by subs gained actually, because I think that's interesting. Update videos, talking about openclaw updates. So I think I will start making a bit more update videos on probably all the AI tools. But the issue is that, well, I'll have to then spend time familiarizing myself with all of them. But in the end, they're all kind of the same. Yeah. So my plan now to basically to scale the personal brand and business now to yeah, just 100x the business and the personal brand this year is I am going to start automating basically everything and anything with openclaw and Claude Code. And it has been done before inside of NAN, for example, but right now people want to know how to automate using this tool. So what do I do instead of that? Do I just no, you should just use NAN, even though I think automations are heading to a place where you should just use it with AI agents. NAN, I think NAN is eventually going to be useless as computing gets cheaper or faster or models get smarter. Eventually, NAN is just not going to be there. Imagine from 5 or 10 years from now, there's just no way that NAN is going to be what is behind the automations, right? That if they are, Jesus, horrible thought. Anyway, so I'm just basically gonna make a shit ton of how to automate X kind of videos, and those videos are gonna be published on all the different platforms, and all the platforms are gonna bring them into the Skool. And now my agency is no longer the top where it's the only thing. It's going to be below the Skool, and then I have people that want to work with my SEO. We're basically repurposing the whole agency now to being an AI first agency. So what is going to happen is that we're going to be able to lower prices and then instead do more mass scaling. Now, this is a lot of work for one person, but I'm having a bit more clarity. And then eventually, once I have more stuff for the Skool community and inside more of an offer, because right now I'm just teaching stuff and people basically ask me questions and I coach them on whatever is the most logical step forward in the Skool community. That's very helpful for them. And it takes a lot of time for me as well. So, I mean, it's worth it. So what I'm doing after that is advertising and then more affiliate. I'm not so sure about podcasting because personally, I don't really like talking on podcasts. I get really stressed and I'm always in a mode of the more I know, the less I know, which is super annoying because I start overthinking basically every single thing that I do because I want it to be perfect. And right now, imperfection is the way to move forward. I think I heard someone say that 70% there is better than doing 100%, something about diminishing returns. Yeah, so that's the plan. Basically, I'm not sure if that's helpful for you. Oh, yeah, by the way, I connected my kit and my YouTube channel to basically get all of this data. I think I'm going to do a monthly data or report, kind of talk about how we grew, what went well, why didn't it go well. And I'm also right now training a model to be my personal business coach. So we're going to do videos about, I let AI choose every step that I make and see how that goes basically. I mean, obviously we're human in the loop, but I made AI basically decide how I should post videos and what I should post about, how I should post LinkedIn content, for example, lead magnets. And then my therapist to do every day, just go over what is in my head so that I can do a talking session like this, get better at talking at the same time, while also pouring out my thoughts and getting those logged so that we have basically a proactive or reactive knowledge base about everything that I'm thinking day to day, week to week, month to month, quarter to quarter, to basically be able to track how it progresses. Also, just deal with doubts, I think. There's a lot of doubts, especially when you're doing this alone. Now, I've been doing entrepreneurial pursuits and tasks, and I've never really been wildly successful, but I know that I have the quality within me to actually be that. I just need to be consistent and also get my mental headspace in the game. That's the biggest thing. I've been weak, but I will not be weak anymore. And yeah, we shall progress. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, I don't know, subscribe. The main channel is where everything's going down. Now, if you are one of the maybe 5 people that are going to watch this video, welcome. And I hope to see you around, basically. All right, take care.